This is my very first vlog. These three hats have three different meanings. I'm gonna break them down hat by hat. This hat represents me, the family man, husband and father. This hat represents me, the musician, producer, singer, songwriter, street promoter. This hat represents me as a filmmaker, feature films, and vlogging. These hats also represent where I'm from, Miami. The cliche, you're a jack of all trades, but somehow I managed to master all three. I'm Bobby Washington, and these are my vlogs. Right now I'm outside my lovely home in sunny South Florida. I'm gonna tell a little bit about me. In 1998, I decided to leave corporate America. Not that I had a great job in corporate America, I was actually a security guard. But I decided to leave my job as security officer because my new boss decided to cut my salary from $12 to $7.50 an hour, without warning. I remember it clearly. It was a Thursday on Thanksgiving when I got my check, and I realized I couldn't help my mother buy food for Thanksgiving. I realized I couldn't do a lot of things because my check was so low. So I decided at that moment that something had to change. I decided. I had just gotten back in the mail from disc makers my first CD album that I produced. R&B album, soul. It's called Drippin' Wet. I had it in the back seat of my girlfriend's car. I remember looking back at those CDs and saying to myself, I'm gonna do what MC Hammer did. I don't know how he did it, but I heard he did it from the trunk. Didn't know exactly his approach to people, but I heard he did it from the trunk. So I looked over to my girlfriend, and we were actually parked in Miami on 199th Street and 441. There's actually a Publix there, there's a Polo Tropical, and right next door to Polo Tropical is a McDonald's. What I decided to do was go to the drive-through line when people were ordering their food. I was very careful not to knock on anyone's window, just kind of held my CD up, pointed to myself and said, this is me. So they rolled their windows down. There was two young ladies, and they said, what do you got? I said, this is me, I'm a singer, I do soul music. I said, would you mind popping it in your CD deck and checking it out, see if you like it? Sure. They popped it in. Within 30 seconds of hearing my single Drippin' Wet, it had beautiful waterfalls. They loved it. They supported the CD for $10. I was like, wow, this is cool. I went to the next person in line. Pretty much similar reaction. At that time, in 1998, no one, especially R&B artists, were doing what I was doing. So I know it was something new to them. And when things are new, people are very excited about it, you know, and they want to see what's going on with you. And I was very excited. At the same time, I was sad because of my pay at my job. And I'm out here winging it, you know, basically, not knowing if this is going to work for real, what MC Hammer did. And I still don't know how he did it, exactly. You know, did he do it really from the trunk, or did he put them in mom and pop stores and pay for radio time like most independent record labels do? I still don't know. I know E40's story now. I know Too Short's story, and these guys actually did it. You know, Too Short from the back of a bus, and E40 actually in the streets. So basically, after the second person bought it, that was 20 bucks I made in about 8-9 minutes. I went back over to the car, showed my girlfriend the $20, and I said, give me one more minute. I went back and I went inside Polo Tropical this time, and there was a line in Polo Tropical. And I went to the last person in line, and I said, I'm a singer, songwriter, and producer. I do R&B soul music, and if you like real love music, you should love my CD. I didn't have a Walkman, I didn't have nothing for that person to hear at the time. The person said, is it really love music? It's not rap? And I was like, no, I'm a singer. They said, would you mind humming a few bars for me? So I sang a little bit. Me singing that little bar, I sold 2 more CDs in that Port Tropical. So in total, within 19 minutes, I made 40 bucks. I went outside to my girlfriend. She was waiting in the car still. And I said, I made 40 bucks in 19 minutes. And here it is, the security job want to pay me $7 an hour times 8 hours. That's $56 for 8 hours. And then they're gonna take out tax. I mean, I'm no rocket scientist or a genius, but I can add. And I said, if I can make 40 bucks in 19 minutes, what could I make in 8 hours? I didn't know. And my girlfriend at the time, she didn't know. So she said, you know what? That's awesome, that's great. I said, it's more than great. I said, you know what this means? Her name was Zoe. I said, you know what this means, Zoe? She says, what? I says, I don't think I'm ever going back to work. So, you know, being much older than I was, she was actually 15 years older than I was at the time. She was more mature. Definitely was thinking more rationally, like most people do. She said, well, maybe this was luck, Bobby. Maybe you can't do this again. She said, you know what? Tomorrow's Friday. I'm gonna go to the flea market on 135th Street and 7th Avenue and get my hair done. See if you can sell some to the girls there. But this time, I took my Walkman, my headphones, because I wanted them to experience those waterfalls that those girls at McDonald's experienced in their car, but just soak on a more closer, intimate level. So within 30 minutes, I went through about 40 different girls. 10 seconds, 10 seconds. All they heard was the waterfalls, the beginning of the chord progression. And I had beautiful producers at the time. Ronald Carvin did the track for Drippin' Wet. He's an excellent musician. They just heard the introduction, saw my cover, and I sold 40 CDs in 30 minutes. I made 400 bucks at $10 in 30 minutes. Needless to say, I never been back to work again, and that was 18 years ago. So here I am, still doing music, still loving music, perfecting my craft. Now I'm producing my own music. I got about 13 albums, and I ventured into film, ventured into filmmaking. And I ventured into filmmaking simply because I had to shoot my music video somehow, without being charged an arm and a leg. I actually went to Full Sail for production, music production, but it touched on film a little bit. Talking about different things about, you know, the first film being shot, you know, as far as using light. They actually put a house on railroad tracks and they turned the house around to make sure the light would come in. Just the little bit that he touched on kind of intrigued me more into filmmaking. So then I picked up me a D5000 Nikon in 2009. And that's when I got serious about filmmaking. I made my first feature film in 12 days called Schizo. And wasn't great as far as being shot, but the story was there. You know, I pretty much played about 4 different characters, you know, because I can be a character at times. And this film was picked up by Lost Empire Films in California, a guy named Jeremy Isbell. Took the film, never heard from him again. Lord knows what he's doing with the money, with the film. If he even made any money, I don't know. But that doesn't matter. You know, I went on to buy more cameras, better gear. I honed in my craft by studying guys on Film Riot, Doug Dugdale, as far as the cinematography, you know, Philip Bloom, Vincent LaForte. Most recently, I've been watching DSLR Guide with Simon Cade. So I'm always honing my craft, musically and filmmaking wise. You know, in my vlogs, and this is vlog 1, but in my vlogs, you're gonna see me doing a whole bunch of stuff in film, music, mainly music, because music is the one that really pays my bills. I gotta be honest, I gotta keep it 100. I sell more music than I do films. And I think the reason is because when I'm out here promoting my music, a lot of people love soul music. And when they look at the album, they're like, you know what, you got 15 songs on this album, you know, 18 on this album. Whichever album I present to them, they have a lot of chances to like something on this album. So it's worth their money, basically. As opposed to a film. Film is pretty much genre specific. So if I'm doing a thriller and this person likes comedy, this person, you don't know who's gonna like what. So I'll sell films, but it's much less than albums. Put it this way. Every hour, I can sell anywhere from 5 albums all the way up to 12 albums an hour, okay? You can do the math yourself. With film, I can sell anywhere from 2 films to 4 films an hour, okay? And those are just my numbers. Those are just statistics over the years that I've actually, you know, counted and experienced. So through these vlogs, I hope to inspire many artists, whether you film, whether you do music, whether you draw, whether you bake cakes, you know, entrepreneur, just be an entrepreneur in general. Whatever you want to do, I want to show you that you don't have to live a normal 9-to-5 everyday life. I'm not telling everybody to quit their jobs, no, because if people didn't have jobs, then who will buy my CDs? Who will buy your CDs? Who will buy your cake? So I'm not telling everybody, I mean, some people love their jobs. In fact, I know a lady who works at a burger place, at Steak and Shake, and she loves her job. So what I'm saying, I'm not bashing 9-to-5ers. I'm just saying people that really have a passion to do something else, something more with their talent, just go for it. Just go for it. We only have one shot at this life. And after that, it's a wrap. So you want to go ahead and follow your passion. Do what you love to do. As long as it doesn't hurt anyone, do what you love to do. Okay? So, like I always said, if you want something done, do it yourself. And I'm going to leave it on that note. Until the next vlog. See y'all later. Respect yourselves. Respect each other. God bless you.